Alright, guys. Yeah, it's me again. Sorry for you guys, okay? But look, I'm just saying, you have to live your life, and I'm still mastering this, guys. It's a journey. You have to live your life from your spirit, from your core, who you actually are. Okay, and again, like the last video said, that's the importance of the inner work. It is the path of self-gnosis. It's the path of reconnecting to our actual roots, which is Source. Okay, the very one who is infinitely aware. Okay, the Source isn't dead. All right, Source isn't some whatever. It's the cosmic living mind. Okay, it's masculine and feminine, seamless. Okay, it's where all life comes from. All life comes from, and everything is united with Source, emerges from Source, goes back to Source, even if it's in the form of space dust, where you have the life just completely sucked out of you, which is what the Dark Ones want to do. Okay, so they created trauma within mankind through different cataclysms that had happened, whether it's Lemuria, whether it's Atlantis, the Inyani Massacre, the Essene Massacre, so on and so forth. Make your list, okay? And we're still dealing with the Atlantean cataclysm even to this day, okay? And all the things that all the shit that they did. Even the Inyani Massacre. I know people still dealing with the Inyani Massacre. But they want... So they create these traumas, and they create what I call the branches of the tree, okay? And we're going to get to the root of it, all right? And so when we look at the branches of the tree, we see them pitting man against man. Whether it's male against female, through sexual trauma, the abuses that happen, through wounds that people are in denial of. That's what happens, You get abuses in relationships, and that goes on all levels. It could be mental abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, whatever. You have racism, oh, you're this color, or you're this color, oh, you're Native American, oh, you're black, or you're this, You know what? It's all bullshit. We're all mankind. We're all human beings here, okay? We all come from the same place, okay? Our life is derived in Source. Now, man has forgotten that. And, they pick, you have this thing between governments, and then forcing things on the people, government against the people, because there's an agenda playing out, all right? And the Dark Ones want that agenda fulfilled. So they use governments, and they use the Dark Brotherhoods to freaking do it. And they use, different forms of black magic, and they use all this bullshit. I want to tell you something. They are the intruders. They do not belong here. The Dark Ones do not belong here. They are intruders. Before those guys came into the picture, this place was incredible. Man did not die. Okay, and whether you believe in the Bible or not, whatever. I don't hold to it, but there are little nuggets of truth in there. There are. And even the Bible discusses that man at one time did not die. Okay, the ancient writings said that man did not die. All right, we lived 3,800 years and ascended out of here as we evolved and so on and so forth. So we have to get back to the root of things, guys, and that is we have to go back to the Christ. We have to go back to the eternal Christ, which is Source. We have to reconnect, and that's also the importance of the inner work. Okay, so that you can quit being manipulated and quit being deceived and playing into these different programs that are out there, because they want you to live your life based on the externals, what is outside of you. And what is outside of you is actually an outpicturing of what is within. Okay, what is within you. And it's not only just you as an individual, but the human collective. Okay, what you see all around you is an allowance and an outpicturing of what the human collective is manifesting. Okay, they're using us to create this bullshit. So, if we are getting our personal fields intruded upon, okay, all the issues that we see around us, why are they there? Why are we being intruded upon? Because of our consent. That's why. What is the root of the problem? The root of the problem is us. The root of the problem is you. The root of the problem is me. Okay? And so, that's why I say everybody, the human collective, you as an individual, has got to do the inner work. Okay? And this is the end game, guys. This is the end game. We got a timeline split in about 2.5 years. Okay? These guys are panicking. Why are they panicking? I'll tell you why they're panicking. Because they're pussies. Okay? They're pussies. These dark guys, they're blown up. They blow themselves up and they make themselves like they're more powerful than you. They want you to think that you're a piece of trash, okay? When they start invading your space, they want you to think all these different thoughts about yourself, and they're not true. Not one of them's true. Not one. And if they can get you to believe those thoughts, you're done. You're lost. You've already lost, and you can't do that. You have to rise above that. These guys will do anything to convince you of anything so that they can rake you over. Okay? You are stronger than they are. Okay? Do you think Source is screwed with? Do you think these dark ones go to Source and start, picking and prodding and screwing with Source? No. They can't stand in the presence of Source. They can't do it. Why is that? Because Source... The frequencies of Source are enormous. It is mind-blowing. The frequencies of that love is mind-blowing. It conquers all. Love is not a wimp. Love is strong. Love is very powerful. Love is healing. And when we go through that healing process and we get back to the root of things, that human beings are Christ beings. Okay? Christ beings. Before these guys ever intruded into this space, we are Christ beings. All right? We operated out of love. We operated from the law of one. That we all come from that one source. That we are all one. We are all one. When you hurt your neighbor, you hurt yourself. It comes back to you. Okay? Because you're hurting a piece of you. Okay, this is a collective. Yes, we're all individuals, but everyone is connected too in with human consciousness. Okay, and not everybody's on this earth who incarnated here are humans. It's simple as that. Whether you believe it or not, it's okay. You don't have to. But not everybody here is human. Okay, the ultimate benevolence has incarnated here as well. The Femme races. The Femme races have incarnated here. The opposite side have incarnated here too. The pieces of the Vitelli come here. And they've incarnated here to work their things through this human body. Okay, and that's part of the reason why you came and took on this human body. Because this human body is a vehicle. It is a vehicle to accomplish what we need to accomplish during this incarnation. This is a tool, all right, to accomplish what everybody came here to accomplish. All right. We used to feed the eternal life flows used to run through us, guys. Okay, humanity. This is not what humanity is. When you look around here, this is not the original state of humanity. The original state of humanity, we are source beings. We were connected to source. We acted in love. We acted in mercy. We knew the law of one, and we operated our lives with that knowledge, with that reality. It can't just be a knowledge up here. It has to be a knowledge in here. It has to be a heart core knowledge. Okay. If it's just a knowledge up here, it's up there, and okay, I understand that, but until it moves down here, you're not going to know. Okay, this is where the true knowledge is. This is where the book, in that inner temple, in that inner world that is there in every individual, That's where those books are, the books without words that I write on my page sometimes, where I sit there and I read the book without words. What is it saying to you? What's the book without words saying to you? Okay. To get back into that place, to reconnect to yourself, to come home to yourself, and sit in the inner temple and read the books without words and refresh your memory, because deep down in there, you know, you need to learn to remember. Every one of us has to learn to remember. Even the Fem races, when we incarnate here, we have a partial memory wipe, okay? And some of us have a memory wipe, and we have to learn to remember. Some of us wake up to who we are, some of us don't, but they still run frequencies. But look, whatever you are, whoever you are, you have to go into that core place and develop a real live fellowship with Source, a real live fellowship with the Guardians, guys. All right, those techniques aren't going to do it for you. They are there to put you in a place where you can take that, where you can embrace those techniques, those journeys that Ayesha gives to us from the Guardians, okay? Or the Guardians give us through Ayesha, our speaker. And by the way, I support her 1,000%. And anybody that says she's off track is full of shit. Period, bar none. Anyway, to use that, okay, to take those things and embrace them and apply them in here. Not just in here, not just doing the journey saying, okay, is he going to do something for me? No, you have to work this with all of your being. Okay, you have to be into this. This has to be a passion. It can't be a ritual. Okay, if it's just ritual to you, you know, I don't know. You know, it's going to have some kind of an effect anyway because they're very powerful. But we want to jump into this, guys, okay, to jump into this and get back to the root of everything. And the root of everything is we are source beings as human beings. And that connection has to come back. It has to be reignited within the heart core, okay? You have to start realizing who you are. And when you really start realizing who you are, you realize that these dark ones are, going back to the beginning of what I said before, okay, making this circle here, okay, is when you really, really start realizing who you are and you grab a hold of that and embrace it and you freaking own it and you take back your birthright as human beings. You take back your birthright as guardians of this planet, okay, and really get to know yourselves. You will realize that you can cast them down. Okay, it's going to take some work, yes, but you're stronger than they are. That's why they give you all the distractions. The racism, the political upheavals, the governments against the people against the people, man against woman, man against man, woman against woman. All these different agendas, that are going on. On top of that, I mean, it's all one big agenda, but there's little pieces of it too. That's why they want to distract you. That's why they place all of this in front of us, so that it'll incite fear, which is food for them. It's loosh. It just goes to them. It's just food. Okay, any energy you send to them is just food. That's all it is. You are a food source to them. That's all you are. You are like cattle. Okay, you're cattle to these dark motherfuckers. And as long as they can keep you blind and distracted from finding who you actually are, okay, because you're a spirit that took on a body. You're a spirit that took on a body. And when you lay this body down, you move on. Okay, who is that? Who are you? Okay, so we have to make connection to source. When we realize that, they're out of business. When we heal, they're out of business. They have to go somewhere else because they will not be able to. When you run the plasmas and you, like I said last video, you raise your frequency. Okay, those guys are out of business. Guys, they're pussies. They're pussies. They work night and day to convince you that you are a piece of crap, that you are not worthy, that you cannot overcome it. They work hard to convince you of that. They know they can't do it to Source. And we are Source beings. Whether you believe that or not, that's neither here nor there. That's exactly what you are. That's who you are. So, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about that, okay? How do I begin? You got to begin the inner healing. You got to begin the inner journey and face all of that shit and realize who you are. But they do all of this to distract you. Once you realize who you are, they're done. They're absolutely done. They got to move on. They're done. So yeah, run those plasmas. Do the plasma techniques. Get all the information that you're led to get. Okay, because everybody's led differently to listen to the different workshops and stuff. And study and get to know who you are from within yourself. Okay, because you are the solution, but you're also the problem. Okay, and that's just the way it is. You are the problem, but you are also the solution. Okay? And here's another thing, guys. If you were really a piece of crap like they want you to believe, why do they work so hard to convince you that that's what you are? Why do they work so hard in creating all these different scenarios that we see and the different traumas that are out there? Why do they work so hard? Because as long as you're focused on the externals and not going within and living and learning to live your life from in here, in your core, okay, in connection with Source, okay, in connection with who you are, okay, again, they're done. Another reason why they do that, I'm kind of backtracking here. I kind of screwed up there. But you are a worthy opponent. Yeah, you didn't think of that, did you? Maybe you did. I don't want to assume on you. Okay, I'm not saying you didn't think of it. I'm just okay. But you're a worthy opponent, guys. Think about that, man. Why do they work night and day? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. That's how long they work, and they put everything they have into it, and they're patient as hell to make sure they accomplish what they want to accomplish. Why? Because you're a worthy opponent. If you weren't, they wouldn't try so hard. And as long as they can keep you convinced that you are not a worthy opponent, they got you by the balls. When in reality, you, my friend, can have them by the balls. So what are you going to do, huh? It's time to castrate them. It's time to castrate them. It's time to get our plasma protection on. And do it until they leave you alone. Like I said in the last video, keep running the plasma techs. Okay, keep doing all of that. Okay, keep saying the Effie prayer and use it as a meditation. Don't just say it as a ritual. Pay attention to what you're saying. Say it from your heart. Say it from your freaking spirit. Get in connection. Okay, heal your wounds, heal your blockages, and use that prayer as a meditation, guys. Meditate on what it's saying. Learn what it says. Ask the guardians and Source for aid. You're not a piece of shit. You are a conqueror. And they're afraid of you waking up. They don't want you waking up, because the minute you do, they're done. Yeah, they're done. They're conquered. They're out. They got to move on. Okay? And so anyway, you got to think of that stuff. You're a worthy opponent. Matter of fact, you're set up to kick their asses. So you gotta remember that. Everybody's worrying about, oh my gosh, what if I'm getting, I'm afraid they're gonna do this, and I'm afraid, you know what? Don't be afraid. Don't direct your energy toward them. Direct your energy toward your healing. Direct your energy toward reconnecting with Source. Direct your energy toward meditation and learning from the plasma activations and doing them and amping your plasmas every damn day and communicating with these guys every day. Source is infinitely aware, guys. Infinitely aware. Talk to Source. Reconnect with yourself. Your life force came from Source. You're a piece of Source. Okay? You are, so you got to reconnect to that, okay? You got to come back and realize all the implications of who you are. To know who you are. And when you finally know who you are and what you possess, there is nothing that can take you down. It's as simple as that. There's nothing that can take you down, and they don't want you to know that. But I'm telling you that. So if you, again, like last video, if you're doing plasmas and all of a sudden you feel attacked, keep doing them. Okay, because if there is an entity there screwing with you, it's being burned and attacked, and you're feeling it. And yes, it might fight back, but you keep doing those plasmas, you keep doing those prayers, and let go of that shit. Okay? It takes some work. It's not going to be overnight. All right, guys. Hopefully, maybe this is part 2 of what I did yesterday, but this kind of came to mind. You got to realize who the real pussies are here. It's not us, it's them. Okay, and we just have to heal from our wounds. We got to stand ourselves back up, connect yourself with Source, get those plasmas raging, man. Rock and roll. Okay, and guess who's going to be the victor? You. You're going to be the victor, not them. Okay, there's a lot that I do in my contract that, is just completely unknown and shit. But I'll tell you what, the new reality is slowly manifesting even now. Okay, for those who are ready for it. The new reality is slowly manifesting itself now, coming out of the fog of the old and going right into the new, guys. This is the Crystal River mission, to bring in the new reality. Now, those who are over here and they didn't do the inner work and they just it's all bullshit and whatever, la-di-da, whatever, okay, they're not going to see, okay, and it could be your family members, it could be your friends, it could be anyone around you, but you got to stick with it. You got to hold your ground, okay? You have to have balls. Okay, so this is my encouragement to you today, guys. All right, realize who the pussies are. It's not you. Okay, unless you choose to be. Okay, you can be that for, according to your free will. That's something that you can choose. I personally, I don't choose to be that. I'm moving forward, and I'm moving forward as hard as I can with my mission. And when this guy either transfigures out of here or dies, I'm going home, man. I'm going home. Where are you going? I'm going home. And no, that's, I know the church asks that kind of question all the time. I'm not asking it in that way, guys. Okay, eventually, whether it's your life sucked out of you or in full plasma gear, raging, full of joy, full of freaking love, yeah, buddy, you could go back to Source either way, okay? Because everything's going back to Source. So it all depends on what you want to do. All right, guys, peace to you. Love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys later. All right, bye-bye.